Hello folks and welcome to today's vlog. We are still in London for Comic Con this weekend. It's quite early in the morning. We're enjoying the sights and sounds and smells of Brick Lane very early on a Saturday morning. I say very early, it's like 9 o'clock, but clearly Brick Lane, which is still alive at like 2 AM when I was up editing the vlog last night. There's still kerfuffle going on out here. Clearly doesn't wake up early on a Saturday morning. So we're having a wander, hopefully I think down here, because we're aiming for the Breakfast Club. We went to the Breakfast Club in a different part of London when we were down in October and it was brilliant, and now I want to go again. Breakfast consumed at the Breakfast Club. It was delicious. There was just an awful lot of it. I am now rather full and we have to walk a whole like third of a mile back to the hotel so that we can drop off Anna.
30 miles?
Third of a mile.
Oh.
We need to drop Anna off, and then me and Pab have a day of adventure planned. We are going to be doing a comic book shop tour of London.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't know why you don't want to do that. Anna wants to sit in the room and play Detroit on the PS4, although we have a slight problem with that because her PS4 controller isn't syncing up with the console, because she's got my console with her controller. They're not syncing up. She thinks her cable is broken, so on the way back to the hotel we need to stumble across a shop that will sell a PS4 controller charger cable thing, just a micro USB cable, and then she can sync them up and she can do that. Otherwise she's just going to nap and sleep off her breakfast probably. Cable problem solved. Now we just need to get Anna back to the hotel, check that it works, and we can get out comic book shopping. I'm not entirely sure why they're still in the shop. Right, Anna is now set up in the room. PlayStation is working. I suspect she didn't need the new cable because she plugged it in initially and said, this still doesn't work. And I said, well, the PlayStation can't be broken. I use that at home. The controller can't be broken. You use that at home. I suspect the cable's not broken because we both use that at home. Is there not a way to just reset the PlayStation? And she went, no, you can't do that. So she fiddled with it for a few more minutes and I said, I've got it connected. And I said, well, what did you do? What changed? Oh, I had to reset something on the PlayStation. Interesting. So she is using the shiny new cable we got from Tiger. But our job now is we've probably got the best part of 5 hours to do our comic book shop tour of London. Pab has a route that he has planned out for us. It's a very detailed route. All we know is the first stop is we're travelling over from where we are now on Brick Lane over to Putney is the first stop, which is the furthest one away, and then we're going to gradually make our way back over towards the centre of London again, with a view to ending in Greenwich, just across the river from where Comic Con is. So if we finish early, which I suspect is probably quite unlikely, but if we finish early and we find ourselves with nothing to do, we're right there back at Comic Con again, so we can stick our heads back through the door and see what happens from there. But the one thing we do have to make sure we do is get back here for 5 o'clock, because we then need to rustle Anna up, get her moving, and get over to Bodeans at Tower Hill, where we're doing a meet-up at 6 o'clock. Slight change of plan. We just had a look at the one in Putney on the internet, and it's a tiny little shop that sells mainly vintage comics. It's not really our kind of thing. So we're now heading over to start at Gosh Comics, where we went to when we were down for Rest, and then we're going to move around to some different shops from there, and it will be splendid. So we're now heading for Piccadilly Circus. Slight detour at an enormous sweet shop because Anna's mum wanted strawberry sherbets. We've just walked around the whole shop, can't find any. So we're now back on task, heading to our first comic book shop of the day. Okay, so another slight detour. Pab now wants to go to Fortnum Mason to get his mum some jam. Yeah. One £10 jar of jam purchased, and it's not even a full-size jam jar. Look at the state of this. It's a half jar of jam for a tenner. Now, we're going to have to go back to meet Anna soon. Now we might finally get to go to a comic book shop. So approximately 2 2 hours after leaving Anna, maybe not quite 2 hours, on our comic book shop tour of London. We've now made it to our first comic book shop. Interestingly, it's also near Ben and Jerry's, so we can get some lunch while we're here too. But comic books, gosh, comics. First comic book shop down. Didn't buy anything because that was quite expensive. It's very cool, but quite expensive. Where are we heading now?
Should we check? Forbidden Planet or the
Orbital. Would that be the other one? I think Orbital's probably on the way, but we'll figure it out on the way. So it is. I have no idea what the time is. We've done one shop. Another one coming very soon. Still not made it to the next comic book shop yet, but we did find an awesome old-fashioned style sweet shop rather than that big fancy modern one we were in before that had sweets behind the counter. We found strawberry sherbets. We have purchased some for Anna's mum, and it's right next to the next comic book shop, which is Orbital Comics, comic book shop number 2. Second comic book shop down. Now is the time for the big one. I think we're heading to Forbidden Planet now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Time for Forbidden Planet. Trip to Forbidden Planet complete. 1 comic book purchased. If Anna's watching, 0 comic books purchased. I got volume 2 of Black Magic, which I've been waiting for like a year and a half since reading volume 1, so very excited about that. The plan now is we're heading back to Covent Garden Tube Station, and then Pav takes us on again to wherever is our next stop. It is very, very warm today. I bought a 1 litre bottle of water at Tesco about an hour ago and it's all gone. I am sweating like nobody's business and I'm aching, and it's not even 2 o'clock yet, I don't think. So we've got another good couple of hours of plodding around from comic book shop to comic book shop before the sweet relief of sitting down in Bodeans for some barbecue food. Slight change of plan, having been to Forbidden Planet and then looked at what all the other comic book shops on our list were like and realising we were in for an afternoon of disappointment compared to the wonderful comic book wonderfulness that we've just been in. We've now decided to jump back on the train, and we're now heading all the way back across London to the XL, and we're going to have a couple of hours in Comic Con this afternoon, because why not? Why not? Exactly. Which means we might get to catch up with Sheepdog as well. It's the quickest way to get there. I don't know how clearly those shots came out, but we've had a good look from up here at just how busy Comic Con is looking on the Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
The outdoor cosplay photo area looks quite busy. Here's some context for just how much time we managed to waste yesterday. All that stuff that we've done this morning, we're still going to be ending up getting to Comic Con about half an hour earlier today than we did yesterday, even though we had no intention of coming here at any point today. Right, Operation Find Sheepdog has begun. We know the only information he's given us is he's in the back of N. We assume he means Hall N, that's where we are. By back, we assume he means near the back wall and not like all the way at the other end. This whole hall took us an hour to get around yesterday, an hour on each side. So I don't feel like we've been given enough information to find him quickly and easily.
Hello. I was going to try and pretend I hadn't seen you, but it's a bit harder when you've got that point in the face.
Right, we have one job, and one job only at all these pop vinyl stands. We need to find Isabel from Saga. It's the one that I'm still missing. And officially, the cracked glass Prince robot, but we're going to pretend that one doesn't exist for now, because it's not in the back of the box. We want Isabel. Look at how empty the shelves are in the Funko bit now. We're only halfway through the convention. I assume that gets thoroughly restocked overnight tonight. I hope. Sheepdog was complaining that he'd been here all afternoon and hadn't bought anything yet, so me and Pab are fixing him. We've just taken him to the Marvel graphic novels section. We told him what he needs to buy from there, specifically some Mighty Thor or Kelly Sue DeConnick vintage Captain Marvel, and then we're going to take him back to the Funko place. Hopefully there'll be some stuff in there that we can force him to buy as well. if we can make sure he ends up spending more money than us, that means we were the responsible adults this weekend and we win at Comic Con. Just hanging out with some of my buddies, my close friends, my pals. Right, Sheepdog's disappeared off with the rest of the sheepdogs to go and get some food, so that'll be the last we see of him. We've probably got another 20-25 minutes or so in here before we need to head back to the hotel, collect Anna, and then get over to Bodeans at Tower Hill for barbecue food. Good to see the Star Trek dance trooper here as usual. Right, that's us done in the convention for the day. The job now, get back over to Anna, make sure she's not like fallen asleep or, I don't know, peeled off all her makeup to the point where she refuses to go out for an hour. And then it's barbecue time. Did I mention it's seriously, seriously hot? Well, we've just made it, just about back to the hotel now. And now we need to freshen up, powder our noses, make ourselves beautiful. We've just agreed on a half-hour time limit to get back out and get over to Bodeans. Which, by the way, not that I'm getting afraid, but we have a table for 12 booked. I asked on Facebook an hour ago on the Facebook group for a final head count. I've not had a reply yet. So us three might be having 4 meals each at this rate. Look who we found again. We're on our way to dinner now. Oh, my shirt's very undone. This lift's a Schindler. For reference, it is still very, very, very warm out. I've decided to lose the t-shirt and just go with shirt for the rest of the day. Say, I hope you're feeling. The amount of travel we've been doing today, and the first air-conditioned train we've been on is the one that we only need to be on for one stop. Say, I hope you're feeling. Alfie, what have I told you about just sitting around on the streets of London? How are you doing?
Good, yeah.
Splendid. We're in Bodeans. The playoff final is on the telly, which is a remarkable coincidence.
Oh, is it?
Oh, hello, Anna.
Is it now?
We were given a lecture that we only had the table for 2 hours, so we couldn't watch the Champions League final.
Remarkable, is it?
It's a remarkable coincidence, yes. And meat is about to be consumed by everyone but Alfie the vegetarian. Barbecue food consumed, Alfie's dabbing in the background, and we've all had a marvellous time.
I didn't know you were
Dinner consumed. Woo! We're now wandering past the Tower of London. We're on the hunt for a dinosaur. We're having a very slow walk over to this dinosaur because it's such a lovely evening with awesome light that I'm just taking the next month's worth of Instagram posts and they all look awesome. We found the dinosaur. We've been looking for this for like 2 hours. And there it is, one dinosaur. So we have dinosaur, Tower Bridge, dinosaur. I'm in the hotel bathroom. It's gone midnight. I've just spent like an hour and a half, 2 hours editing together that vlog you've just watched, and I realised I never actually ended it. So here's the last couple of pretty pictures, because there's no light in here and there's some kind of weird refresh rate dealy going on the camera. So I don't want you to have to look at too much of that. But I will say goodbye now. Anna's sleeping, that's why I'm whispering. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for more daily vlogs. We've got one more day in London tomorrow, and then a Nottingham adventure with Andy on Monday. So still, and then 2 days later, Thought Park with Lucy. So much fun stuff going on over the next few days. Definitely worth a subscribe. And thank you very much for watching. Look.